Hello and welcome to another audio commentary done by Luminous, and today is another live commentary, a solo commentary at TeamSpeak 3 at DotaCommentaries.com. Please, if you're not listening to the commentary right now, go watch it live at the DotaCommentaries.com. It will be on YouTube, of course, as well. But for your sake of pleasure and enjoyment, go watch it there. Today I'm bringing you a game between two Chinese teams. Ehome, considerably the best China team at the moment, or has been for a long time, versus Days. Days last time brought you a very interesting strategy, aura strategy, stacking with True Shot Command, Presence of Dark Lord, and Vlad's aura. So that was a lot of cool. That was a really cool lineup. And if you look at the lineup today, I have the picks and bans already stopped, and you guys could kind of take a look real fast. If you look at the Sentinel, Scourge, really huge AoE. Everyone has an AoE ultimate or some sort of big AoE skill, and this is gonna mean either big team fights or epic pushes. And I think Days will bring both of it to the table today. On the Sentinel, it's gonna be a lot of farming hero. And if you look at the pick orders, you could actually Daze was the first pick in this case. Daze offer Enigma first, which is kind of weird. Enigma not exactly the best hero, but however this strategy requires both Enigma or Earthshaker to go in first and disable like 3 or 4, and the others follow up. So looking at the Scourge heroes, this puts tremendous pressure on the Enigma player. And if I'm personally put in that position, I mean I'm gonna determine the outcome of the team. So it's a huge burden, or a lot of stuff you have to carry on your shoulder. And let's look at whether our Enigma player today could handle that. So really simple Scourge strategy. I'm loving it. It's a huge AoE. It's things that you will want to see in Dota, like just maybe a 0 for 5 wipeout if they play it correctly. Strategy is Enigma blinking a black hole, rest just simply follow and press their ultimate, and that's gonna be GG. Of course, Earthshaker is gonna get rid of all of creeps. Juggernaut's ultimate is gonna Omni Slash basically 4 or 5 heroes, and whether he gets a Battle Fury to even increase that damage during the Omni Slash is up to the Juggernaut player. Battle Fury on Juggernaut is usually kind of a cookie cutter pub build, but given how this lineup gonna go, he's gonna depend everything on his ultimate. I think that Battle Fear is gonna help out a lot, because keep in mind that the Enigma's ulti is gonna put everyone really close, and he can actually cleave within his ultimate, within his Omni Slash ultimate. So Battle Fury, I'm looking forward to Juggernaut's first core item to be there. Laning wise, it's gonna be exactly Juggernaut and Crystal Maiden. They might throw Earthshaker as a tri-lane or not, but they're gonna have really weird side lanes. Enigma is gonna have to solo. He can't jungle now because they simply don't have enough heroes to cover all 3 lanes. It looks like Venomancer has to solo or duel a lane with Earthshaker as well. They are not exactly bad solos. Venomous Gale, very good damage early game, just slows and harass. It depends. If he gets a Nevermore lane, he can actually farm up pretty well. If he goes to side lane against a Dusa, it's gonna be really horrible. Or goes against a Kunkka, it's gonna be horrible as well. I'm not pretty much worried about Enigma solo, because Enigma could solo really well with Illidan. Imagine just 6 of them, 1 volley which deal about like 400 damage to any creeps. You're gonna outlast it, out deny anything. So creeping is not gonna be a problem for Days. They will have very aggressive lane. Juggernaut level 1, 400 damage from his Blade Fury. That's a lot of damage, especially with that Crystal Maiden slow or Bite or Earthshaker stun to follow up. They're gonna basically kill any lane that Ehome could throw them. I don't think Ehome has any lane that could cope with that Juggernaut and Crystal Maiden. Looking at the Sentinel side, Sentinel has very like heavy carry strategy. If you look at the 5 heroes, they all have some sort of creep pushing power. So I'm looking Ehome to either turtle really bad or basically goes for some early towers. Of course, Nevermore solo mid could either win it or lose it. He could actually farm up really quickly. I'm guessing it's gonna be a Dusa siding with Warlock, and then probably Rasta and Kunkka on another siding. So Dusa is probably gonna fare better against Juggernaut because she has a Mana Shield to work with. Kunkka not so much. So it really depends. Ehome, all these heroes are pretty you guys know what they do. It's pretty common. I've casted a lot of games with these heroes. I want you to focus on the very last pick. Warlock, the last pick, is a counter against the the Days lineup until the Days pick the Venomancer and Juggernaut on the last pick. Days have been hiding their picks very well, and Ehome responded with Warlock. Personally, Silencer, if you look at Silencer, is not banned in this pool, which is really odd because Asians always ban Silencer. But Silencer would really screw up the strategy really immensely. However, Ehome cannot go to the Silencer because they have 3 carry heroes already. Silencer, another hero that requires a lot of farm. Sorta could babysit, but not as well as Warlock. However, Warlock could give you that huge range stun. If Warlock doesn't get Black Hole, he could basically bail out the entire team. So I know what exactly Ehome is thinking. Not sure whether again, it's very stressful on that Warlock player. He has to be in correct position. He has to react really quickly because even though you're casting that Inferno, it's going to take a while to calm down. So, yeah, that's the picks and bans. I'm favoring Days in the beginning. They have very creative picks and bans, and I'm loving it. Same thing last time. They have very creative strategy. So I'm looking for this to be epic game. If you're wondering, I got this replay off the EH.GIGABYTE.AAA. I have gave them a shout out before, giving them another shout again. A very good place to look for Dota replays, just to watch. They have very top-notch replays. If you're bored, just pop one open, and you're probably not gonna fall asleep with the quality of replay over there. So I've talked long enough. If you guys are listening on TS3, please have your replay pause at the 8:55-second mark, and I'm gonna pause momentarily. And just last shout out to everyone that's listening on. I hope this will be enjoyable cast. And let's get on with it. Let's unpause in 3, 2, 1, unpause. So everyone's gonna pick off their heroes, and let's see how the laning is gonna be. Talking about the Juggernaut for a bit. Juggernaut's one of those heroes that could really go with any items. Like really, you could, of course, Battle Fury, like I talked about, is a very pub build, or you could go for the boots of travel, or phase boots, or treads. I mean, he's one of those heroes that could require all 3 boots very well. Looks like there is going to be a tri-lane of Earthshaker, Crystal Maiden, and Juggernaut on the bottom. Speaking of Juggernaut, is one of my favorite heroes. I call him the Blade Master because used to play a little bit of Warcraft, and he is such an imba hero in Warcraft. Oh my god, he's you might be creeping and he pops out of nowhere and creep jacks you. And let's see if Juggernaut in Dota is gonna do the same. One of my favorite heroes because he's so versatile. I was talking about he could basically go anywhere with his item build. It's really difficult to go wrong with Juggernaut, and having that kind of ability to go a lot of item builds gives you a lot of versatility in mid game. Juggernaut, one of the best mid-game gankers. Like I said, level 7, 700 AoE damage. Level 1, 400. Like you really can't find much spells that could cope with that kind of AoE power. And also the Blade Fairy gives you magic immunity, and you could really dodge some nasty storm bows or whatnot with those spells, and go from defensive to offensive. So one of my most favorite heroes of all time. Nicknamed Grubby, because Grubby, the king of orcs. It looks like he's gonna be Grubby, Cassandra, if you know what I'm talking about, for those Warcraft 3 buffs, and some third wheel cow guy on the bottom. Looks like Earthshaker has picked up Invisrun, so things are going to be busy at bottom lane. While mid lane, Venomancer versus a Nevermore, it really comes down to last hit. I will give Venomancer to the advantage, even though he only has a slower. It looks like there's a Blade Fairy going on the bottom. Rasa is really low, just got Nova. Now Blade Fairy's in tower range, goes for Shackle, but Earthshaker comes in for the first blood. So exactly what I'm talking about, aggressive lane. And if you look at the ward, Daystar has placed a Observer ward on the bottom, so nowhere for the Sentinel heroes to hide. And I'm not sure how Kunkka and Rasa could cope with this lane. It's not going to be a pretty day for them. Meanwhile, on the top lane, looks like Enigma is going to solo. Ooh, he's precariously low, just barely living through it. He's going to salve up. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, looks like Earthshaker doing something to hurt. It looks like they might go for the Kunkka again. No, they're going to back up a little bit. So really going to be action-packed, and you can see Kunkka, even though he's staying in lane for experience, he's going to absolutely have no farm. Chances are, even with Rasa in place, Rasa, one of the best babysitting heroes to get kills. Looks like they're going to go for him again. Oh no, just harassing. Yeah, he's not going to get any creep kills, and that's going to be really bad. They're going to lose one of their 3 carries. Now, if you look at the Sentinel lineup real quick, they don't really have that many stuns. They have Rasta, they have a Torrent, which is kind of a semi-stun. Sort of, not really. They're gonna go for that Kunkka again. Looks like Fisher. Come on, give me a nice Fisher. Just a Fisher for stun on the wrong side. But there is a freeze bite, and looks like they're gonna get him. Oh, Crystal Maiden. No, yeah, Crystal Maiden's definitely gonna get the kill. Wasting a salve as well. One thing I want to point out is that Crystal Maiden off for Bite and Nova at level 2.